Did you take your vaccine?
Yeah, I did last week. It was tough.
And did you get fever or anything else?
Yeah, I had a lot of fever, had a headache, and after that I started a chest pain.
Oh, now you are fine.
So yes, I'm all good now.
So the symptoms are or the reactions are different for everyone, right?
Yeah, it is. I
I,
took
I
Moderna.
had I just had nothing. I had very heaviness in my whole body, like so jaws.
Yeah,
And
same.
otherwise, I did not had anything. Like I had no fever, nothing.
या मुझे ऐसे ही तो मेरा हेडेक बहुत दुख रहा था फीवर आ गया था मुझे लेकिन हेडेक बहुत दुख रहा था हेड तो मेरा पता नहीं
So it was your first dose, right?
नो दिस वाज माय थर्ड डोज
Third dose, booster.
boosters yeah
Okay, okay,
yep
okay. So did you practice, Mithun?
yes I did practice I did do some KPIs as well uh, analysis as well I did graphs as well I did make a columns as well I did one DAX queries as well
Okay,
so yep I did
okay,
practice.
okay. So basically, first of all, we will invest 15-20 minutes on this checklist and then we will move to DEX again. Okay.
Okay.
So have you seen my, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So whichever concept is related to DEX, I will leave as of now because in the coming sessions that will be covered automatically, right?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
whatever Power BI things are left, small things, I will cover that first so that we can wrap it up quickly.
Sure.
Fine. So have I told you lock objects?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So once you have designed your entire report like this, and you want that no one is able to increase or decrease the size or, play around with the sizes of the visuals, then you can come to this view and here you have this option objects. Okay. If you click on this, now you will not be able to increase or decrease the size. Basically, the size has been locked, right?
Okay.
Clear? Similarly, we have grid lines. If you are putting this, you can see at the background, we got some grid lines,
Yes.
right? So that is only for that beautification and all that purpose, nothing else, right? So that is another option. On some of the visuals, you will get some options. On some of the visuals, you will get different options. It happens in Power BI. Like for example, if you are doing right click here, you can see show data point as a table, right? If you click on that, only that particular data point will be converted into a table and has been provided to you, right? But that option is not available in some other visuals. Like for example, I'm going to this donor chart and doing the right click. Okay, it's locked. So you have to unlock to right click on it,
Okay.
right? So basically that option is not available in some other visuals and all that. Like if I am right clicking here, I'm getting that option. So it means that this particular feature is only for those visuals where you are able to see that option. Otherwise, it is not supported by other visuals as of now. Probably in future that will be incorporated for all other visuals as well with time, right? So then we have two things, show as a table, which comes here also on these three dots. This one which we were talking about, which is giving you the table for the whole visual data set, right? Another thing is a particular data point can also be converted as a table. Like I'm right clicking on Washington, and when I click on this, it is giving me only Washington related data, a detailed data set, right? So this is the difference between this thing. And if you see here, from the very starting, this is DAX. Okay. Sync slicers I will cover. Okay, so we will talk about sync slicers also, then I will take you through the list also very quickly. Now for example, you have, where is that slicer? Okay, this is the slicer we have on page number 1, right? For example, I am adding one slicer the same with the same column on page number 2 as well with year, right? This one. Now you want that whenever you are selecting anything in the slicer on page number 1 here, for example, 2014 you are selecting, then this 2014 should be selected here also, right? So what will you
Okay.
do? So this concept is called syncing your slicers. How to sync the slicers? Can you see this here in the pane
Mm-hmm.
section, sync the slicers?
Mm-hmm.
If you click on this, you will get this additional pane. And if you select any of the slicer of any of the page, it will give you the list of all the pages in the report. And then this tick means that these pages have slicers. So we have how many slicers? We have one slicer on final report, one on page 2, one on page 3. So in this
Three.
whole report, we have total 3 slicers, right? Now
Yep.
you want to sync these slices, page number 1 and page number 2. What will you do? You just need to tick here also. Now what will happen? Whenever you will make any selection here, like can you see here we have selected 2016. There
Mm-hmm.
also 16 got selected automatically.
Uh,
If you are selecting 2014 here, ideally it should select 2014 there also. See, it is working.
yeah.
Okay, so this
But
functionality is called sync slicers.
so question, what's the point use of this? Because in the dashboard, we're just gonna use page one, right?
Yeah, but what
So
happens is when we are going to the report from the dashboard to look for the detail, a lot of managers are preferring this, that whatever filter they are putting on any page, it is working on all other pages as well. Or
okay.
you know what? If for example you have 10 pages report, then you have to create 10 slices to sync all the pages, right?
Oh, okay,
So,
okay,
so
okay.
basically the alternate is, or the I would say the best practice is that better you have a filter here so that it is working on all the pages automatically. You do not need to sync that manually. This
Got
is
it.
the section, you remember?
Yep.
Okay. Another thing, we added a calculated column here. You remember? Cost, this one,
Yes.
right? But if you go to Power Query Editor, you will not be able to see any cost column in fact table. Nothing. So basically, whatever you are doing in the front end, those are called report level changes. It's not affecting your base data. Why it is not affecting your base data? Because this is connected to your Excel sheet, right? So
Oh, okay, okay. Yes, yes.
next time when we will refresh it, it will not be able to locate that cost column in the Excel.
Yep. Got it. Yes.
And then it will say that column number of columns are not matching or not able to locate cost column and all that. So whatever changes we are making there are not going to the base data, the original data, because that is connected to Excel. So that is
Yeah.
always going to remain as same as an Excel sheet. Understood? So these
Yep.
are called report level changes basically. Or if somebody is asking you, do we calculate what is the scope of calculated column? Then the answer would be that it's only report level change,
Okay.
right? So these terminology is important, right? So this is the one I was talking about. I will talk about it. Pareto, I will talk about sync slicer. What else? Key influencers. Let's talk about key influencers as well. Okay. So now, for example, there is this visual with the name key influencers. This one. Uh, this one, right? This one I'm talking about. So what happens is, can you see the dimensions here? What you want to analyze, explain by, expand by. We have three options, right? Yeah. So
Yep.
I'm saying I want to analyze my sales. Now it says on the basis of what? You know, what is the scope of this analysis? So I am saying, for example, here, subcategory or take category. So I have taken category. It is running an analysis. Did you read this?
Yes.
So what happens now? It is telling me what influences sales to increase, like how category is related to sales increment. So it says whenever your category is technology, your sales will increase. So where you will use it now? So you will focus as a sales manager, you will focus more on the technology category sale, right?
Okay. Yep.
Right? If you are flipping it to decrease, then it will give you the category which is actually leading to reduction in your sales, which is office supplies. So you will focus less on office supplies with respect to sales as a sales manager.
Mm-hmm.
right? So basically this is key influences, like which is the factor which is influencing your sales increase or decrease. If instead of sales here you are taking profit, then it will show you the factors affecting the profit increase and decrease. Got it?
Okay.
Right now, for
Yeah.
example, if I'm removing category and I'm taking subcategory, now it will tell me if my subcategory is affecting my sales or not. Then it will tell you like this. And it might happen that sometimes it is not able to establish that connect. Like for example, with category and subcategory, it was able to give you the result. For example, if I'm taking ship mode, it is saying no influencers found. It could not establish any trend. So this might happen. So in that
Okay.
case, it means your data is not sufficient enough, or there is no trend in the data using which Power BI can actually tell you that who is influencing the sales increase or profit decrease or whatever, right?
Yes.
So this is called key influences. You can find out this as well. Okay, and then we have. Let me just quickly go through what else is left here. Okay. Do you know how to change the scale of your sales chart? Basically, like for example, you have created this chart, this one, right? And by default, it has taken this scale 0, then 10, then 20, then 30, then 40, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? How to change it? If you want to make small brackets or something like else, like it is not mattering much in this particular visual. But in case of line chart, it matters. Agreed? Let me just open the line chart, this one. It matters. If you have taken like this 0.4, then
$1 million.
0.6, 0.8, then basically in the format only, you will get some options for the scales as well. And it not on in all the visuals, but in some of the visuals.
Yes.
So this is the scale type which you are getting on the x-axis, and it says you want linear or which. So basically on the x-axis we have years. So it makes no sense that we can edit the scale. So go to the y-axis, and here you will get more options like log, right?
Mm.
Then it has taken the log. I don't have any idea what this scale type is, but in some of the visuals you will get more options like custom, where you can tell them like, what should be the step between two scales.
Yes.
So different options you will get in different visuals, so you can try this out as well. Have you tried this out earlier
Yep.
while practicing
I
the
did. I did.
section?
I did.
Yeah, so
It
you must
works in
have.
a bar chart. It
Yeah,
works in
so
a bar chart.
basically you are getting different options in different visuals, right?
Yes.
So this is an important area people are not aware. Sometimes some people are missing on the format section practice, so they are not aware. So we tell this explicitly, right?
Mm.
Then we have one visual which we covered, infographic designer. You remember? Let me just go to that. This one, infographic designer, right? So on
Mm.
this visual, can you see this pencil here?
Yep.
So it means like if you are going to the shape section here, you would be able to find a lot of shapes inside, like people, household, food and drink. So if I'm taking, for example, people, and I'm selecting this man, what will happen?
It will. It will
Can you
draw.
notice
Yeah.
bars
It
have
will
been
draw like.
changed? Yeah. So basically, instead of bar, you can customize your images as well. Like the one use case I can tell you is like when HR people are creating their dashboards and they are showing anything related to people in this, they are converting them into people like HR.
Okay.
Understood? So this is
Yeah.
the kind of creativity you can do. And there is another thing. And what is that? See, for example, you do not want the bars in this, you want some other thing, like you want a line. Understood?
Yep.
Because by default in the infographic designing, you are getting the bars. But if you compare it with Tableau, when we are talking about this kind of chart in Tableau, they are giving us the option to change the chart type also. So Power BI has also tried to incorporate that option. And here you can come to the chart section. Like by default, the type is column, but you can convert it into a bar also
Bar.
and a line also. Okay, so you can change the chart type in Infographic Designer. Okay, so two things basically, Infographic Designer visual can have images as well, and you can change the chart as well, right? Slicer panel we will talk about. It's a part of DAX. I mean later on. Then this will be covered. Z order. What is Z order? So when we designed our this report, then we actually added these visuals one on another, like a layer, right?
Yeah.
Right.
It
So
goes,
basically,
yeah, it goes in there and comes out.
right. So this is called Z order.
Is it goes better or okay.
Yes, this is
Never
called
mind.
Z order. The basically when, for example, you put the visual A, then on that B, on that C, then this A, B, C is your Z order.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Uh, just a second. This is done. Okay. Have I told you grouping?
No, no, we haven't done that.
Okay. So basically, so many features actually. Like for example, let me just open up the correct visual. Okay. Now, for example, how many colors we can have as bar colors here? Single color. When we go to data color here, you will notice we have just one color option, blue. If we change it to, for example, yellow, all will be changed in yellow, right?
Hmm.
Right. For example, like consumer segment has some other priorities for you as a manager. And you always want to show your consumer segment in a different color and rest all the segments in different color. It happens, right?
Okay.
Like for example, if we are making the report for employees, what we do, we are highlighting top management people in one color and rest of the organization's people in one color. We do this in HR reports, right? So what you can do, you can simply right click whichever you want to club in one category and you can click on group data,
Okay.
right? What happened now? You are getting two colors option here. Did you notice? One for this and other have been clubbed as other group with the name other. So if you
Okay.
change the color for this other, these two colors will be changed. And if you are changing the color for this will be changed.
Okay.
And basically at the back end, people ask me that will now all my consumer people will be coming in blue color? No, because or probably they think that this is the group with the highest amount of profit, right?
Okay.
So they think that, for example, now in the base data, you are adding some other fourth segment, and that is topping the profit, then that will come in blue color. No, because we have not defined any such logic. We have simply said that show my consumer segment in one color and rest in other color, right?
Okay.
This is what we have covered. Now, what else? Now, for example, did you notice as soon as we grouped it in one particular category, we got this added here, segment grouping. Did you notice one more column, segment groups
Mm-hmm.
has been added,
Yes.
right? And we have that segment as it is. If we are coming to the field section, you will notice on the axis we have segment and on the values we have profit like we had earlier. And then in the legend we got segment groups by default, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now if in this pie chart, for example, I am taking my segment groups and sales or whatever, will it work that way? Yes. Did you notice?
Yeah, it got changed.
Consumer and other. So you can use this going forward to
Yes.
maintain the same theme or color scheme throughout your report,
Okay.
right? So this is called grouping because we are dealing with the textual values, consumer, corporate, home office, right?
Mm.
But what is winning? That is something else. So did you understand this? Then only I will move next.
Oh, yes, yes, I did. I did.
Okay. Now, for example, Mitul, you have this matrix, right? And you want to take like for one particular amount of sales, how many customers you have. The question is a bit reverse, right? Like
Yeah.
I'm taking sales here in the rows, and want to count my consumer number of consumers. Let me just I'm taking my sales in the row and I want to take the count of customer for that particular sales amount, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then what will you do? It's coming a bit weird.
Yeah, because it doesn't make sense. It's not correct.
How to correct it? How to fix it?
The sales goes in the values and the
No, basically
No.
we will talk about the count later on. This way it is not making sense, right? Because it's a
Mhm.
very, very rare chance that a particular sales amount has been generated by a lot of customers. So can we create a range for this? You remember we used to create range when we used to create histograms in 12th class, 11th class,
Mm.
that
Mm.
0 to 10,000 sales, then in between 0 to 10,000, how
Between,
many customers we have like that?
yes, yes, yes.
So how to create those columns, that concept is called binning. What will you do? You will go to sales, right click, and here you have the option what? Total sales. Just a second. New group, right?
New group, okay.
Click on this. Now it is asking you, like,
Uh,
there are two ways. You want to go by the number of groups. Bins is nothing but a group. Okay.
okay.
And you want to go by the size of the group. I'm saying I want to go by the number of groups. So it is asking me how many number of groups. For example, I said I want 60. So on the basis of my input, it has decided the bin size. Understood? By equal distribution, right?
Yep.
That this would be the difference between two categories. If I am going by the size, it will ask me the size. By default, it has also suggested me a size that your size can be this one. And in this way, this is the maximum value. But if I say my size should be, for example, 800,
Okay.
that can also be done from here, right? So as soon as I do this, what happens? I say, okay, now in this particular visual, instead of sales, I will take this sales beans.
Okay.
Notice what happened?
Yeah.
Now I have
It,
that brackets basically,
yeah.
and then we
Because the
can
range.
work on this rest. It makes more sense. So this is called binning,
Okay.
right? So grouping and binning. So grouping is for the textual values and binning is for the numerical values. Basically creating the brackets,
Okay.
right? Then how to add a currency symbol. Like for example,
Yeah, I know this. You have to go into format column and then you can add it.
fine, fine, okay. And you are aware of pivot and pivot as well. We covered in Power
Yes.
Query Editor, right?
Yep.
Then Power BI Workspace, we have
Yep.
covered the
We
foldering part, drill through.
we also did drill through. Yeah.
Okay, trend line, I'm taking analyze feature. We have done this, how to have review. Okay, so trend line is left, right? So when we were talking about any visual, like for example, this one, and I want to add a trend line also, you can go to this analytics section, and here you would be able to find that option. So basically trend line is not available for this particular chart type, right?
Okay.
Like we had no forecasting option apart from any other chart in apart from the line chart, same way. Okay,
Mm.
so basically, for example, let me create a new one quickly. Okay, so if I am creating this second one, for example, and I am taking my segment, or you can take year also, order date, sales. So this is my year wise sales. Now is the trend line coming? No, it's not coming, right? I have to change my chart type. In this we have the fourth one, right? Trend line. If you are going to this and you are saying create a trend line, it has created a trend line. So you can create a line this as well. So it will be fixed for rest of the charts as well in future, but not now. So you have to really pick up the good chart if you want to show a trend line.
Okay. What about that chart right in middle of that? Sorry, underneath of that chart, underneath the bar chart.
Which chart?
Uh, the one you selected underneath that one.
This one?
Right. Yep, that one.
This is a combo chart which we used for the DAX case. You remember
Yeah.
the
Yes.
last case we did?
Yep.
So that one basically, this one.
So we can use a trend line here too. I think there is a trend line here too, right?
Um, no,
No. Okay.
probably because we already have a line in this, or because of that reason.
Yeah.
What I could think of,
Okay.
right? So this is the thing. Now you have to do few things. I'm just telling it to you. Okay.
Okay.
So open your PBX file.
Okay.
Okay, and you can open that list also, formula list, the Microsoft link I provided to you, right? So I would be telling you 2-3 functions, then you will start doing what I will tell you. Okay.
Okay.
Now we have done just one business problem. You remember, are my top 5 customers profitable?
Yes.
Yes. The next case we will be doing is, like, for example, we need to find out how many transactions we have where the total sales was greater than 10,000. Understood? Question clear?
Yes.
Yeah. So now first talk about the requirement. Why a sales manager needs this,
To find out who's a top seller.
right? And why they are doing this? Now, for example, you want to create some membership cards or you want to plan some offers, right?
Mm-hmm.
If there are like 10 customers who are giving you 10,000 to 11,000 sales per year, what will you do? You will design a membership card and you will tell them that if you are investing 15,000 per year, you will get 10% flat off on each and every sale, right? Or
Okay.
probably at the end of the year, you will get the 10% cashback of the sale of the whole year.
Okay.
So
Got
what
it.
will happen? As of now, they were investing 10 to 11. Now, in that greed of 10% cashback, probably they will invest 4,000 more, right?
Okay.
And
Yep.
because you have 10 such customers, so how much sales target you actually got converted through this membership card? 40,000.
That's 40,000
10
rupees.
to
Yep.
4, right? So this is how these analyses are used further to plan other things, to plan offers, to plan other things. Understood why they do this?
Yes. Got it.
And then they will do another analysis. Customers who are giving you 5,000 sales per year, then probably you will define different membership cards for them that they need to make the 5,000 to 8 to 9,000. So this way you get more sales by giving them different offers depending upon their investment or sales per year. Got it?
Yep. It's
So
just
this is
kind of
the reason.
creating a promotion for the futures.
Yes. So this is the reason this analysis is used a lot in any business by the sales managers. So now tell me, how will we find this out? So how will we do it with DAX? That I will tell you, but without DAX, you tell me that what should be the logic, how we can find such customers.
Okay.
So you can take a matrix and try plotting it.
You want me to take the data from the, you want me to take the data set, right?
Yeah. So basically you can take a matrix, right? Right.
Yep.
If I'm taking order ID, yeah,
I need the sales.
then I'm taking count of sales, count, right?
Yep.
And we can filter here where my sales is greater than 10,000. 5. So we have 5 such transactions or order IDs where my sales amount was greater than 5,
Okay. But
right?
this tells, yeah, this tells you the customer ID. I mean, it doesn't tell you which customer is it, right?
Yeah. So for that we can use drill through.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. Or you can plot customer name also
Name
here
also. Yeah,
if
that's
you
what I
if
saw.
you want. So that can also be done. Right? So we have
Yep.
that also. We got the answer. But
Yep.
here we need to, as a human, we need to see like what is the count. We have to take this count manually and all that. What if I want a single figure in the row card? Just one figure, 5, or whatever the result is. How to do that? So that problem is solved using the DAX. Like this, we can do a lot of analysis.
Oh, so by prompting, we can do a lot of analysis, but by doing DEX, we can just do it within one.
Right. So basically here you need human intervention. Like when
Yeah.
your manager would be looking at this visual, he will not be sure what you want to show exactly. It does not say, or probably you have to have a title here, customers, top 5 customers, or customers giving me more than 10,000 sales, like that, to make it more clear, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if I am writing a major and that would be giving me a single number here without any further details anywhere? Right? So that can
Yeah.
also be done. So I would be going to new major. Now look at the formula, how it works. In this, I will be telling you some more concepts. Okay. So I am
Yeah.
giving it the name transaction over 10,000. This is the name of
So,
the major, right?
yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. So now what is happening is, let me just first write the formula, then I will explain each and everything to you in this formula. Okay. Then I am saying filter.
Yeah, I know it's count X, then take a value filter and order C. I did this.
You know this?
No, I did. I tried to do this by myself. I just did once.
Okay, what to do here then?
It's calculating the count, and you're putting expression, and you're putting the you were writing expression with the filters within columns. That's what I understood.
I will explain it to you. Now I am plotting this here. I got 5, right?
Mm.
Now see what is happening. Whichever function has X in its name, that is called iterator. Okay? And
Okay.
we have various functions with the X after the name of the function. Count X, sum F, average X, many such functions. So these are nothing but these like COUNTIF, SUMIF, and average_if in Excel. Okay. So basically where you want to count, where you want to sum, where you want to average on the basis of some conditions. Clear? Clear, Mithul? Can you hear me? Mithul, can you hear me?
Oh, hello. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got
That,
disconnected. I'm sorry.
that's
Yeah.
okay. That's okay. So till where you were there?
Sorry.
कहाँ तक सुना आपने?
नहीं आप वो count X का सुना. You were explaining me about the count X.
Okay, so whichever function has X in its name, that is called an iterator.
Iterator.
Right?
Yeah.
What is the literal meaning of the iterator? Repeat, to repeat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So why they are called iterator? So this is as same as countif function of Excel, like where you want to count on the basis of some condition, on the basis of some criteria. Like we have sum if, we have average if. So similarly in Power BI, we have count X, sum X, average X. Okay. Why they are called iterator? Because they want to count on the basis of some condition. So this is the usage of these X functions or iterators, right? Second thing, we have used filter function. What this function is doing? Do you know the filter function of Excel?
No.
No. Let me just open that up. Um, okay. Oh my God, where my folder has gone. Oh shit, I have lost my folder.
Oh no.
Let me just check, huh? 2 minutes.
Yeah, sure.
Actually, my baby was looking at some YouTube videos yesterday.
Oh boy. How old is he?
4 years.
You guys had day off today, right? Republic Day.
Sorry?
Your Republic Day today, right?
Yeah. I have it, thank God. Okay, so basically, when we are, there were few functions in Excel which were launched in 2019. Those are called dynamic array functions. Okay, so what those functions are, like for example, this is a big table. Okay, and I am asking you, Mithil, give me the list of the people from the HR department. What will you do? You will straight away come here. You will put the filter like this, HR,
Yep.
and you will tell me that this is the list and take this. You will copy and paste it here,
Default
right?
option.
But this is not dynamic. As soon as I am adding more people to this table of HR department, this will not be updated, right?
Yes.
So how to make it dynamic? This is the question. So for that, we have a function in Excel. What that function is, the name of the function is filter. How we write it, we write filter function. It has three arguments, array, as in the big table, right? What you want to include, and if that particular row is empty, what will you do, right? So this is my array. I have defined it as a table with the name filter data. So this is my table, right? And I am saying what to include. I am saying include where the department is equal to HR. Fine.
Yes.
As soon as I press enter, it is giving me the list of all HR people. And if, for example, I'm changing the sales to HR, this will also be included here. So it's dynamic also, right?
Hmm.
But here, what is the benefit? The benefit is when we are using filter function, the output is visible to us. So we have the same function in Power BI, but in that case, the output is not visible to us. That subtable out of the bigger table is stored somewhere in the memory and we cannot see this. So what is happening here exactly? If we are looking at this particular measure, what this filter function is doing, first of all, understand that. So what it does, in the fact table, out of the fact table, it is creating a subtable only for those order IDs where the sales is greater than 10,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
Understood what it is doing?
Yep.
And then when you got that subtable, now you have to imagine that subtable. Then countx function from that subtable is doing the clubbing on the basis of order ID and then giving us the number. Understood? So this is the condition for countx function. Like we want to count on the basis of some condition. So this is the condition for countx function. Understood what is happening?
Yes.
So this is how it is working. So in 99% of the cases in DAX, we would be using filter function because we really cannot perform calculations in the bigger table. So you putting some criteria, we will be getting one subtable out of that, then we would be performing our further calculation. It makes the calculation easy.
So basically, we're taking the filter function in all the equations, all the functions, if we're gonna be uh, uh, analyzing the data,
Not
or
in
just
filter functions by default, but you would need this. Like you will realize with time that you need that subtable to perform that calculation.
okay.
Yeah, because this way basically you have ruled out other sales first of all.
Hmm. Okay.
But there is one lag. What is that? Can you identify? So what is
Yeah,
happening here is the control is going to the fact table, right? This is
that
the
means it's
fact table.
creating.
Now,
Yeah.
whichever sales amount is greater than 10,000, it is picking only those rows,
Yeah.
correct? But
Yeah.
what if one order ID has four products or all were like 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000? No row has Greater than 10,000? But the total order ID is giving you greater than 10,000 sales.
Yeah.
That will not be picked. Understood what is happening?
Yep.
One order ID has 4 products, 3,000 each. What is the total sales amount? 12,000?
Yep.
But in this filter function, that will not be picked, which is wrong. Ideally, that should be picked, right?
Because yeah, that's what we did filter.
So how will you, what will you do now? So there is
Greater to
one
equals to.
function, group by.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Okay. And on the basis of what you want to group by? On the basis of order ID, I want to group by. Like, do not take the single sales of a product, but take the total sales of one order ID. This is what we want to convey,
Yes.
right? So inside filter function, I will be using the function group by. Now, what all arguments group by has? Table. So this is the table I have supplied,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
Now tell me how to write it. You help me with this.
Group by and then another.
I am saying group by fact table on the basis of what? Order
Basis
ID.
of customer order ID.
So I will say order ID. So this is my group by function. So
Yeah,
what
but
have, so the big table, when I'm supplying that big table to filter function, I will supply that big table through group by function. That supply me a table out of fact table based or grouped on the basis of order ID. Then when we would be having that table, then it will apply this criteria and give me the result
result.
after
Okay.
filter function.
Okay.
This is what is happening.
But that's what I'm saying, right? But at the end, you did took a fact table with the order ID again.
Yeah. So basically it is counting.
Oh yeah. Okay. Got it. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So can you try this one? Because you will face another problem that I want you to identify.
Okay.
See, when you will do this, these cases in this detail, then only you would be able to understand better.
Yeah. So
Although the result, let the result come.
We do a group by with the customer ID, right?
Come again?
We did group by customer ID, correct?
Order ID. Customer ID is
Oh,
not.
sorry, ID.
Yes, yes.
Order ID. Order ID. You getting the you have the fact table. I don't have the fact table.
Okay. Fact table is where I have kept all my numerical values. So
Yeah.
what name you have given to that?
No, I'm not getting it. Mine is line 1 offset. Syntax is error.
What happened?
I'm not getting it.
Okay,
Yeah.
where you got stuck? Tell me that part.
You had all your fact tables. I didn't have my fact table. That's where the issue was.
Okay, so you have not created the tables as per schema from the starting?
Not yet. No.
Okay, so I'm sending you this PBX file, mine file. Okay, because you need to DAX with me. If you'll not be doing it, later on you would be having a lots of queries after the training. Let me just send this to you.
Delete this.
what's your email ID? Let me just take from you. Okay. I have sent this to you.
Yep. No, I still didn't get it yet. Yep, got it. Okay, go ahead now. Contact filter. No, I left one more. Missed one more. Filter in the group by. Oh, active. For some reason, I'm getting a fact table and order ID. I'm getting error in the fact table order ID.
Okay. Here?
Actually, I got it. Give me 1 minute. Yeah.
Yeah. You getting error here?
Yep.
Okay. What is the error? What is the error, Mithul?
Yep. Give me 1 minute. Okay. It's just a line. There is okay. Let me
Okay, so whenever we are getting that red line, it means the problem with brackets or comma. Can you check that? Have you closed this bracket here for the group by? Like this is the group by function. Bracket
Yep.
open, bracket close. Then we have a comma. Then we are giving the criteria for filter function, then closing the bracket again. So check your brackets and comma part once. We only get line whenever we are mistaken with comma or bracket.
Okay. So this group by fact table is correct. Fact table order ID. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Got it?
Yep.
Did you understand this?
I didn't understand the last part only.
Okay, we will come to that. Now come to another part for a moment. Okay. The thing is we are getting 6 here now,
Yeah.
right? But earlier we were getting 5 here. Did you remember? You remember we were getting 5 here when we were doing like sales is greater than 10,000? You remember we added this
Yeah.
earlier,
Yep. You put a filter in there.
this one. And
Yep.
what happened? We were taking the count of distinct count and we were getting 5 here. Not
Right.
just a second. Let me just put that again. What we did earlier, we took a matrix, we took order ID, and we took sales. And then what we were doing, we were just, sorry, I took a row card by mistake. Order ID, sales, and then here we were taking the distinct count, and here we were saying where the sales is greater than 10,000. This is what we were doing and we were getting 5, right?
Fine. Okay. Yes.
So basically this filter is also working on each and every row, not on the basis of group by logic. Understood?
Okay.
So this is the reason earlier when we were not using group by here, we were getting 5, which was as same as this. So this is wrong. Basically, while applying the filter, it is not totaling out the sales of one order ID, like all the products. It is putting this filter on each and every row. Got it? How it works?
Yes.
This is the reason it is not giving me that 6th sale. But as soon as I am plotting my matrix like that, like I am taking order date, order ID, sorry, and sales, and I'm simply sorting this in descending order. If I look at my top sales which are greater than 10,000, we are getting 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this way we need to do. When we are putting the filter like that, we were doing earlier, it was putting the filter on each and every row and we were getting the wrong answer. We need to understand this fact. Otherwise, in the going forward, also the next cases, we would be doing the same mistake, right? Next part, did you get this, which I just told you?
Yeah.
Okay, now coming to the second part, which you are not clear about. If I'm removing this second part, I'm not giving any criteria, countx function is not the correct one because countx function requires a second argument, right? What will we do?
Okay.
I can use count rows here. what it will do, whatever subtable we have supplied, it's going to count the rows of that table, right? It does not meet a
Okay.
second criteria. So if I press enter now, what would be the result? Let it refresh. It is getting refreshed, right? What is
Yeah.
happening? Group 5 function has actually grouped my order ID wise sales, and then wherever it is greater than 10,000, I am getting that table. And whatever
Yeah.
that table is, count rows function is counting the rows of that table. So the result is 6 only. So you are not clear with the second part, you can go ahead with this count rows as well.
Okay.
The result is same. Ideally, you should be clear with logic. Are you clear with that? Because if you are clear with logic, you will understand how the control is moving in the backend, and then only you can apply further logics in coming
Yeah.
business problems.
Yeah. I'm clear about this logic now. Yeah. I am.
This logic, right? So you
Yeah.
can use count rows as well.
But okay. Okay. Got it. No, I'm good. I'm good now. Yeah. Good.
Right? So
Yeah.
basically, although this is a very, very small and simple case, if we do this in
Yeah.
Excel, it will take 5 minutes. But here, to make you understand how the control is moving and all that, I have to explain this like multiple ways: without DAX, with DAX, then this formula, count X, count rows, group by. A lot of concepts
Agree.
have been covered in this.
Yes.
But
True.
this is far better than Excel, although a bit difficult because this is dynamic. Now, for example, in this matrix, what I have done, I have taken this measure in the value, transaction over 10,000, and taken order ID together. So it's giving me the order IDs of those 6 orders as well,
Mm.
right? So this is dynamic basically. So if you are
Okay.
clear with this logic, whatever we have done today, you would be able to understand coming business problems as well. And they are more difficult, of course.
Okay.
Okay, so just practice
Yep.
this, and we will be moving to more business cases in the coming session. And you can WhatsApp me whenever you want to your next class, tomorrow or
Yeah.
day after.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow we're good. Tomorrow we're good.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Mitul. So कल
Okay.
मिलते हैं, and you just
Yeah.
practice this, and whatever query you have, you can ask me.
Yeah. Sure. I'll practice on this this one DAX this one, the
Yeah,
one
yeah.
we learned today.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
Bye bye.
All right. Good night. Bye bye.
Good night.